I'm here today with Mark Finch from bluecashew.co.uk. Hello, Mark.
Hey Steve, you all right?
I'm very good, thank you. Now, lots of people in various groups and on Facebook will know yourself and Mary Finch because you're both prolific posters on Facebook. A married couple teaming up to run Blue Cashew. How do you split the work up, and tell us a bit about Blue Cashew, the name, and how you came to that name and the kind of work that you and service that you deliver?
Right. I'll start with the beginning of how the service came about. I mean, Mary and myself lost our jobs during the pantomime of the last 2 years, and mine was the last job to go, and that was last October. And it was a bit of a crisis at first, but I thought, well, you know, the old thing that crisis brings opportunity. We'd always wanted to do something together, but when you're working, it kind of, you're too busy stuck in the daily
Absolutely.
grind, aren't you? I was lamenting the loss of my job for about a day, to be honest. And I was really down actually for a good full 24 hours. And then it just came to me. I said, right, well, I know what we can do. And we had talked about doing what we call some kind of one-stop shop, helping people to set up as self-employed, because that was my background. And but I thought, well, I wanted to focus more on the marketing because what I'd seen helping people to set up as self-employed, in particular sole traders and small businesses, is that they were brilliant at providing a service or a product, but and they were all right with the finances. But a lot of the time, because a lot of them were also at a certain age as well, where there weren't really computers. They're about my age, so we didn't really have computers when I was at school, and the internet and Facebook's all been this newfangled stuff, and we're just not up to speed like a lot of the youngsters are. I mean, you know, I've had to learn it, but and so that would be where they were struggling. So we thought, well, with our combined skills, with Mary's copywriting and Mary's writing, and you know, I can put a website together. Mary can put a website together. I'm quite got a good eye for design and stuff like that. Well, we'll marry those two, and then we'll try and come up with a quirky name. You know, something that because we looked at other marketing agencies and stuff like Purple Hat because Mary loves the hats. That's what she wanted, but someone had already took it
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And then one day we live in Huddersfield now. We both moved here. We moved here about 2 years ago. We were driving through a place called Almondbury, and we were sat there racking our brains. And Mary just went almond nut, and she thought of cashew. And she thought, what rhymes with cashew? She went blue, and she just said blue cashew, and it just stuck. We just really, both really liked it. And I went off and did the logo.
So I like the name. I like names that stand out. It's a husband and wife double act, and a very strong one, and I like that. And that's always a good thing in business. And you both get very different strengths, but when you put them together, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts for sure. I'm a massive fan of Marianne's. She is a great writer, absolutely great. And the way we're trying to get businesses connecting and business owners connecting. I mean, yours is a service aimed at businesses, really.
Yeah,
And I think you've got a lot to offer businesses, and I think businesses need a lot now. They're going to need very good marketing. They're going to need, if they don't have a website, you guys create brilliant, simple websites that work. Why overcomplicate things? And Marianne does some amazing writing, and people need social media. She's an expert in it. She really is.
yeah, she is.
And
And the,
so are you as well. I mean, so between the two of you, you can pull together a lot of very powerful tools for people to help them turbocharge their business at a time when they absolutely need it most.
yeah, and it's interesting you mentioned the word tools because our philosophy is it's one thing giving people tools, and that's what I found when I've had help in the past. People are good at giving you a toolbox of ideas, right? Go and get a Facebook page, go and get this, go and get that. So you've got all these tools, but you need to be taught how to use them. That's the most important thing. So one thing we're very keen to do is really sit down, listen to people, especially like I small business and sole traders. We've got a different set of needs to more medium sized and big business. Really listen to what these people want, listen to what they say, and then devise a bespoke marketing strategy plan. The idea is don't give them 10 pages of mind blowing. Oh, this is fantastic, and then after a week they don't ever pick it up again because it's drip drip drip. We'd rather people have sensible practical tools that they could use consistently rather than some fancy all singing all dancing thing that they use once and then never use again because it's got to be part of how you run your business.
Yeah, and it's got to be easy. Tools that you give and the service that you provide has got to generate leads for them, generate sales for them. Most small businesses, and it's good that you're targeting small businesses because you're 100% right, Mark. The small business owner has got very different needs to the medium and large businesses. It's a one-man band, a two-man band. They might have a small amount of staff, a small team. They still need social media to work for them. They still need a website that generates leads and sales. They still need promotional material that sells the products and service and puts their service on a pedestal and puts it in the right light. And a lot of businesses, after years in business, they just don't have that. They're getting on and they're making ends meet. Making ends meet is going to be really, really tough in this market that's coming just now.
Yeah,
You're going to have to get good really fast.
and you've got to know who you're targeting as well. I mean, when I was helping people set up as self-employed, when it came to the marketing side, the amount of times I'd say, right, well, have a look at you. How are you going to advertise yourself? And you'd come back with maybe say a leaflet. You took one look at it, and the average person wasn't going to read it because it's like they just try and get as many words on the page as they possibly could. But I came up with an idea that I don't know anything about fishing, but I do know that, for instance, if you want to catch trout and say trout like maggots, don't put a dragonfly on your hook because the trout will swim straight past it. It's not interested in anything fancy. It just wants to play an old maggot. So I used to encourage people to say, right, and this is what I try and do if I do leaflets to people. You try and engage whoever's looking at it. You've got to know your audience, and that's really key. The smaller the businesses, and you've got a really niche little product or service that you're offering. You've got to know who to aim it at and make sure that they don't swim past it. But then once you've done that, it's one thing getting the fish to bite the hook. It's another thing reeling it in. So you've got to get that right as well. You've got to attract them, but then you've got to make the right first impression once you do make contact with them. So it's a science, really. It's quite complicated, isn't it?
That's right.
Overlook all this.
And it might be too hard for a lot of people to learn now, and there's no point in them learning when there's experts there like yourselves and Marianne who can do it at affordable prices. You become part of a powerful part of their team, an outsourced part of their team, and you can do it on a small, medium, or large budget. Whatever suits you. Let's have a quick look at your website because you've got a nice website that you've built there, and it's a very good indication of what you do. So there's a nice little video there that people can watch, and that's certainly worth watching. Do you run your own small business? Are you looking for more customers? Do you need help to really get noticed? Then Blue Cashew is for you. Now, again, you can't really spell it out any more than that. And your own website is really proof positive of just making things simple. Book your free consultation now. That's what you want them to do. That's what they should do. You want to do it by Zoom, phone, and it's nice and easy. They then get offered a choice of dates and times where you and potentially Marianne are available. You can see the slots there next Thursday, 24th of March, 4:45. That's fine. You're going to do a telephone call with Mark Finch. It's all laid out for them.
And people have complimented just how simple this is because we didn't want any clutter at all. My philosophy is I wanted a website that people could read through in the time it takes to listen to a pop song. And that you know all that you need to know as well in that time. And so, because I know that a small business, again, it's back to that thing. I didn't want a dragonfly website. I wanted a maggot website because I know that most. I know that sounds crude, but I know that most small businesses they don't want. Like I said, they want simple solutions because their problems are usually quite simple.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't want complicated solutions. They want stuff that's straightforward and that works. And hopefully we've spelled it out really clearly what we do.
Well, then it's there. I mean, the services that you offer, original personalised leaflet design. A lot of businesses who've got great products still don't have a good leaflet that they can send by email or print and hand out or stick through doors. They don't have good flyers, they don't have good leaflets, they don't have good brochures. If this is done right, these can become incredibly powerful tools in their marketing armory. Social media packages, a lot of people loathe social media, but they know it's important. You guys, Marianne, and both of you guys write incredibly well online. You've developed, it's an art form. You guys have developed an incredibly good way of being able to communicate. Why not tap into that skill set that you've got and use some of that to get your own social media package designed and delivered? Website design, simple, affordable websites that convert visitors into leads. As you said, don't overcomplicate it. Make it nice and easy to generate that Zoom call, to generate that phone call, to generate that inquiry. And a very, very straightforward service. So it's a brilliant service that you've got. Really great to see you and Marianne working together in this way. We're very keen to support you. We've got lots of small businesses within our networks and groups, and we would say to anybody watching this video, if you're a small business and you want professionals at a good price who can actually really deliver on their promises and who will look after you and have geared up towards servicing small businesses, then Blue Cashew is a business for you, and Mark and Marianne are doing some excellent work. So Mark, thank you very much for your time today. Is there anything that you'd like to say to any of the viewers in sort of summary?
Well, like I said, we've kept it simple on the website because we know that most of the people who want to use our service are going to want it kept simple. So we kind of lead by example, if that makes sense. Yeah, and one of the things that was really important with that website is to make sure that there's a very clear call to action. Too many people build websites and people, what do you want me to do? Who do I come to watch? And every page is very clear. Book your free consultation. And all that means is you book in with us. It's dead easy. The booking system's dead simple. Everyone who's used it has said, oh, that couldn't be any easier. And next thing you know, I'm just having a chat with them just like this. And no obligation, just find out what you need and we'll do an honest appraisal. All we're interested in is what's the business that you're running? Realistically, what tools do you need, and then how can we teach you how to use those tools consistently to ensure that you're getting well, our little strapline is getting you noticed. You need to get noticed if you're running a small business, because you can have the best service in the world, you can have the best product in the world, but if you haven't got customers, you haven't got a business.
That's right. People need people to talk to. And as you say, you're leading by example there with your own website. You're making it easy for them to connect and talk to you. Most business owners will say, put me in front of a customer and I'll make a sale. So your business, Blue Cashew, is going to put them in front of more customers. And I think it's an excellent thing that you guys are doing. And I wish you absolutely every success for it. And anything we can do to support you, we will. Okay, so thank you again, Mark. Please send the regards to Marianne. She's got lots of followers in our group as well, and we very much appreciate what you guys are doing, and thank you very much indeed for your time today.
Likewise, thank you very much.
Thank you.